Gets involved in back-to-back tackles, this the former Shark. Now Pappenhausen with the footwork. Oh, Pappenhausen delightful. That's a try. Knocked down by Parramatta. And Pappy pounces.
Yeah, it's play on. And key players for the Melbourne Storm getting the football in their hands. And Ryan Pappenhausen. Doesn't he look fit? Sharp off that left foot. And the ricochet off the Parramatta.
Grant. Munster change of direction for Howarth this time. He was out the other side, but no one looming in support for any offload. Munster again. Oh! A front rower goes over untouched. The deception of Munster sets up Josh King, and he's into double figures now in his career for tries.
It's one of my favourite plays. Attacking to an edge and then coming back and have players in motion back at the posts. Because forwards just aren't used to defending that sort of shape. And Munster catches them out beautifully here. Lovely play, Billy. Isuzu D-Max replay.
Yeah, it was King who actually gave Munster the ball in the play before. And then he back.
Alec McDonald. Grant for Munster to hang it up. Lost in the sun, and Coates! Oh, he pulled off the try of the year last year at Amy Park, and this one's pretty handy as well. How did he do that?
Well, that's called playing to your strengths. When you know you've got athletes on the edges like Xavier Coates and Will Warbrick, you just give them a chance. The kick wasn't perfect, a little bit deep. But Xavier Coates, he was good enough to get it. Isuzu D-Max replay. Munster, last tackle, just puts it high enough and gives Xavier Coates enough time, and he gets the ball down. That's an athletic finish.
What about the kick?
Let Howarth know about it after the play the ball as well. Munster from Katoa straightens things up the back rower. Oh, it's oh so easy for Melbourne, but he can't find the support runner, and he didn't need to. Slipped out of the tackle, and Eli Katoa runs 40 metres for another try for Melbourne.
Now it was Will Penasini that slipped off the tackle. Eli Katoa, he could reach out. But again, causing a dint on the left-hand side of the field, and then Cameron Munster gets the ball. He attacks the defensive line. Isuzu D-Max replay. Just drifts across field, mesmerising with the football, and Ali Katoa. When you're speaking about athletes, he is a genuine athlete. A little bit of ball movement, and then some great footwork. And when Penasini slipped off that tackle at the end, he could reach out. The Melbourne Storm, they're in again.
Well, their whole defensive line was jagged.
Two more plays left in this set as Munster goes to Pappenhausen, throws the dummy, and space opens up. Links with Howarth. Jack Howarth down the sideline. Hopeful ball, finds the mark off a Parramatta hand. Coates gets on the end of it. This is awesome footy. They are standing at Amy Park for their Melbourne Storm.
Well, I reckon this is the third or fourth time in this half of football that Melbourne Storm have worked the play to the right side of the field and gone back to the left side and caused Parramatta trouble. And they just don't look like filling the hole. They just don't look like containing this defence. Isuzu D-Max replay. And he's just into a yawning hole there, Pappenhausen, because the defence, they're not working together as a unit. A little bit of speculation here, and, you know, it's a little bit of luck with it, but when you're brave and you're hard at the ball, you're going to get the luck go your way. Pappenhausen too quick out on the edge, and then from there it's just...
Get a look in at the Eels. Melbourne. Oh, beautiful hands again. Meaney strolls through. This time the support inside, and the captain joins the party with a four-pointer. Harry Grant. 8 in 6 against Parramatta for him.
Yeah, it just looked a little bit too easy, didn't it? Nick Meaney creating the line break. And Cameron Munster heavily involved. Isuzu D-Max replay, just getting from the left-hand side to the right. And he throws the final pass. Meaney hits the hole. And then Harry Grant, he's just pushing through the middle. And he's like, I want to try too. All supporting up the middle. Look at him screaming for the ball. The captain. And he gets a full-pointer.
We mightn't have enough numbers on the scoreboard here to keep up. Gee whiz. It's highly...
Pass hits the deck. Who wants it? Intercept. Meaney. He'll take some catching. He's got support from Warbrick. Here comes Russell from the clouds. chasing down Meany. He'll run away from him and score another one. He made a mistake about a minute ago. That's all forgotten.
Well, they've had enough trouble with the Melbourne Storm passing the ball amongst themselves. They don't want to be passing the ball to the Melbourne Storm when they've got it. I think we can just put that down to fatigue and frustration and a pass that hasn't found the mark, and then everyone just sat there and looked at it. Isuzu D-Max replay. It's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the pass was disappointing, but then the reaction of the yellow jerseys was equally disappointing, if not more. Everyone just looked at the ball. The only person that...
Pappenhausen makes it 4 or 5 on this side. Beautifully designed, and Pappy scores! That is deadly. Parramatta never saw it coming, but I reckon Gus Gould did.
Well, the defence is defeated. The last thing they needed to do was do more defence before half-time, and Melbourne Storm packed the scrum, a nice little set play, centre field. The chief playmakers at worst, Isuzu D-Max replay to the speedster, Pappenhausen. Away he goes.
He started the try scoring with the first this afternoon, and he finishes off this first half romped. 44 points. Yongi throws the intercept. Here's the chance for Warbrick in game number 50. Riley Smith is chasing. He's out of his league, you'd reckon, against Warbrick. Lomax chases in vain, and it's a try in game number 50 for the Kiwi.
Yeah, second try of the afternoon against the run of play. There was one in the first half where a Parramatta ball hit the ground. Nick Meany ran the length. This time there was an intercept for Will Warbrick. A great read by the rugby convert. And Isaiah Yongi, he's got that in his game. He's got a nice pass to the winger. Isuzu D-Max replay. And we see Will Warbrick run the distance here. He goes the length. That's against the run of play.
Yeah, when it's not your day, it's not your day, is it? Melbourne Storm who have been a little...
Gets the arm around the corner. That went backwards and then off the back of Lomax, so it's okay. And Howarth positioning Coates. Didn't pass. Still going Howarth. Here comes Hughes alongside him. He'll use the halfback instead. And look at the reception for the Storm fans. They are being royally entertained on a Sunday afternoon.
He's got great footwork, Jack Howarth, for a big man. He'll be well over 100 kilos, Jack. Got good speed, good footwork. You just see more predominantly on his right foot, but this time he uses his left. Ball goes around the back from Blore. Isuzu D-Max replay. There's the first left foot step. It's the little dummy. Yongi puts him in two minds. Left foot, and then sets up his halfback, Jerome Hughes, pushing through the middle of the field. And the Melbourne Storm, they seem to be finding space wherever they go at the moment. This was around the corner. It comes off Lomax. Then goes forward. That's deemed to go backwards off the hand. And then Jack Howarth, he goes to work. Down to you, Root.
Yeah, Bill, I really love just the way Harry Grant jumps out and takes on that short side. He takes it on just enough, he engages the right defenders, but what happens is when he jumps out, everybody's pushing up with him. And there was not much to...
It goes away to Hughes, now cut. Oh, good tackle.
Last one, let go.
Nearly a try-saving effort. McLean and Yo got over there. Short side right. Hughes, Pappenhausen, Anderson back against the grain and scoring. He's left pink jerseys scattered along the turf for Melbourne's first.
Yeah, beautiful hands. Some slick passing down that short side. And it's a pretty dangerous play for defenders. Running on the last tackle. Harvey Norman replay.
Secured safely in the tackle. 11 away. Just in from touch. Munster with the ball. Here's Katoa. Oh, the kick's pinpoints. It couldn't have been any better.
Well, you said it early in the game. I know you said he's a try scorer. And I think he calls this play because Munster gets the ball. And you watch the top of the screen, he's already leading for that space in behind. No wonder he's smiling, playing outside the spine. Harvey Norman replay, the ball go to Munster, and then the top of your screen, Katoa's already leading. So I don't know whether Munster communicated or...
Nabbed by Jack Cole, who rushes back to second marker. Munster with a kick. It's brilliantly weighted. That is such a good kick by Munster. He gave Coates plenty of room to come sprinting through. He took it above them and scored.
He's an athlete. He's an athlete. We saw last year one of the tries, not of the year, one of the tries of the century. It was incredible. He puts the ball up. Harvey Norman replay, and Munster puts it up. Him and Liam Martin have a push and shove at back play. But have a look at Xavier Coates. Incredible athlete. Incredible the way he gets up.
Yeah, it was just a free passage there for Xavier Coates. Unfortunately, Thomas Jenkins, he had that little slip as he was trying to move forward for the ball. Just, you cannot afford to allow him to have...
Carmen Comita with a great change of angle and an offload to McDonald. Desperation denies the try on this play, but maybe it's coming now. Hughes floating over the top. He finds Wishart, and the Storm have got another.
Yeah, beautiful pass over the top. He was thinking run Jerome Hughes. You can see when he gets that ball, starting to wind that right foot step up. Harvey Norman replay. Here he is. Footwork. Big Tui. And a great offload, pushing forward. And then the halfback stands up. No doubt he's thinking run. And then they close it off, and then beautiful pass over the top.
Oh, it's always his first instinct, isn't it, Jerome Hughes?
Hughes, Munster, Pappenhausen. Another pinpoint kick from the champion, number 6. And Pappy has got another try.
Yeah, called on someone to stand up, and it's Munster. Kicks this one off his right boot. He's a left footer. And Pappenhausen, and that's the key, your key players on the same page. Harvey Norman replay. The ball go wide. Fullback defending in the line. Tom Jenkins, he was over at the ruck, helping out defending Kamikamitha, and the ball will come wide. If you get it in behind an early kick, there's no way to stop it. Beautiful kick by Cameron Munster.
Spotted by Peter Goff. Now Wishart dummying to the line. It opens up for Ryan Pappenhausen. Running off Eli Katoa. It's a fantastic assist for the right edge forward. He looked up and saw the white mane of the one and only Ryan Pappenhausen.
Yeah, we talked a bit earlier about Gutherson being all over the place. Eli Katoa straight away really improving his football down there at the Melbourne Storm. Normally a tackle-busting runner, but this time the offload straight on the spot there. And Pappenhausen just like that. I love the way Wishart straightened up there. He just got him in.
Beat one defender. Cherry Evans clings to him, and he got some help down low there by Garrick. Still a couple left for the Storm. They're throwing their good stuff at them, and Stefano burrows over.
Yeah, Freddie and I spoke in the pre-game about what was going through Cameron Munster's mind. Well, you can tell his involvements have indicated he wants to be a part of this match. A big game here this afternoon. Isuzu D-Max replay. Well, this was the kick return from Pappenhausen. He runs into Olakau'atu. Bad decision.
Try-scoring whiz for a back rower. 5 away. They're hunting up again, this Melbourne Storm juggernaut. Hughes digs in, Munster steps, evades, gets through, reaches out, scores himself, the champion 5'8".
Wow, they're on today in particular. They're champion 5'8". They don't like losing. They don't like losing 2 in a row. They got rolled last week against the George Illawarra, and isn't he in a mood? Billy spoke about not wasting plays. Isuzu D-Max replay. They just fall into their structure. No set-up plays. They get Munster one-on-one. Just left foot step, get through, and then look at their reaction. They're on today. They just fall into their structure. Doesn't matter where they are on the field.
13 metres away. Cherry Evans called upon to make the tackle. Munster lurking. Hughes. What about that for a ball? That's why he's the Dalian Player of the Year. That's a breathtaking pass by the New Zealand Test halfback. They've scored 3 in 5 minutes.
What an inclusion. Jerome Hughes. You won't see a better pass than that all year. That was unbelievable. Isuzu D-Max, this was up the other end. And Leo, he does wonderfully well. That's the sevens player coming out and him see the space, give it to the player in space. And Grant Anderson, he takes the tackle. He knows he's got quality in his team. Just watch this pass here. Isuzu D-Max just floats it over the top.
McDonald half to a gap there. Strong charge by the Melbourne interchange. Tyro. Hughes over the top. Anderson cutting towards the line. Puts it down over.
Oh, he's a wonderful player, Grant Anderson. Doesn't matter what number's on his back. 2, 4, even 1 or 6. He's a footy player. We've got plenty of work to do here. Jerome Hughes again flicks it over the top. Isuzu D-Max replay. That was the error from Ben Trebojevic. They attack the short side here, Melbourne. Hughes, he goes long. And just watch the work here. Nice evasive skills by Grant Anderson, and then reaches out with that left hand. He's a player.
Tackle on the 40-metre line. Munster and Hughes punches through. Munster's there on the inside if he wants him. He might have passed a little early, but Pappy's there and he takes off for the line, and Melbourne go back to back again.
Yeah, great footy. Got the balance right in this set, the Melbourne Storm. And Liero, he was going to pass the ball earlier in the set, and he took the tackle. They were patient, the Melbourne Storm. Isuzu D-Max replay, and when they got their chance to attack, Jerome Hughes, with the broken hand and all, he slices through. Probably gives it to Munster a little bit early, but then once he found Pappenhausen, after 2 steps, he gained the authority there and the ascendancy.
And Luke Brooks turns out. Luke Brooks worries on the outside of him. He had to come in, close it outside in, and then it's a foot race between Hughes, Ben Trebojevic, and they're going to be one winner there.
Joey, Jerome Hughes, he's thrown some beautiful passes, but that part of his game, his running game, that's his strength, isn't it?
Well, that's a half.
Tackled under the black dot in front of the Bob Fulton stand. Pappenhausen, Katoa, Anderson, an open passage for try number 3.
Yeah, Jerome Hughes, he was still down in back play. So what do? And a little number 1, Ryan Pappenhausen, he stands up into that first receiver role. Just watch here on the Isuzu D-Max replay. No Jerome Hughes, he's on his haunches. Ryan Pappenhausen, he takes the reins. The shape's the same. Katoa, Anderson, he's picked up a hat-trick this afternoon. That's how brilliant they are. One goes down, one steps up.
Toikamanu.
Well, we saw it in round 1 against Parramatta.
And Bronson Garlick's chasing it.
That's his first touch.
He's just got out there. He's scored the kick off Harry Grant and scores a try.
Now watch this skill from Harry Grant. At no stage is he thinking kick. But at the last minute, he adjusts his hands and just places it on the foot. Isuzu D-Max replay. He's thinking pass. Garlick calls it. Look at that. Finds space. Gets it in behind. They are absolutely smoking the Storm.
He was on a treadmill late, Bronson Garlick, and he got there. Fresh onto the field.
Well, he's happy.
Beautiful little play. Plenty of movement around the football. And then Harry Grant, he was courageous enough to kick it to space. Bronson Garlick.
I don't think you even called that, Bill. I think you was just... Watch here. Watch Harry. Look at this. Camera work. Ball in 2 hands. Sees the space. Oh, that's as good as it gets.
Well, he was thinking so many things. He was thinking, give it to Jerome Hughes. No, give it to Ryan. Well, this is where they go to work here, Melbourne.
Oh, that's unbelievable. He just stands him up pointlessly. And Jack Howard, who is one of the game's rising stars, adds his name to the try scorers
Well,
list.
Billy, Jack Howarth, there was a boom on this young man, but they held him back the Storm. And now look at him. Last year in the grand final, I thought he was sensational. But they made him earn their position. He was a player of huge potential. Isuzu D-Max replay. Talk us through, Bill.
Well, he just puts a little in and away. He's a big lad. plenty of strength, but the one thing he does have, he's got great footwork. He just puts a nice little move on Ruben Garrick there. Just watch it here. Just a little skip.
First couple of minutes, no shortage of excitement. Jerome Hughes, Munster. Braw gets the ball away, Pappenhausen. Now they go on Howarth, and Xavier Coates goes in. What a counter. The Warriors applying the blowtorch at one end. Melbourne cut a break, and a blink of an eye later, they're over.
Yeah, and I said it before the game, just as they ran on, Pappenhausen always sniffing around. Here's the lost ball up the other end. Metcalf just held it up just that little bit too long. The counter-attack straight away from the play the ball. Go to that left-hand side. Pappenhausen gets himself involved. And straight away over the top, Xavier Coates gets the try. Look at this, got him for numbers. The offload. Beautiful stuff straight away.
Jerome's third of his career. Found themselves right on the attack. Utoa Kamanu getting better with each game. Now Harry Grant. King goes in. It was set up by his fellow front rower, Stefano Utoa Kamanu. And then Josh King gets his second try of the season, number 11 of his career.
Yeah, so important to put Utoa Kamanu on the ground. The quick play the ball. Just have a look at King. He looks straight up. I think it's Luke Metcalf, the halfback, in front. Starting to get a bit tight around the ruck now. The Warriors, a lot of offloads in that set.
Munster goes high. It'll be a contest won by Xavier Coates, who gets the ball back for Sean Bloor. The bomb, the aerial target, who is Xavier Coates. Why wouldn't you do it time and time again? The aerial assailant delivers for the Storm, and Sean Bloor goes over.
I reckon every time the ball goes up, when he's got a little bit of a run, Xavier Coates on the footy, perfectly timed again. Munster it is that puts the kick up. Just full of running, gets the football. Look at them all stay alive, back on the inside. Bloor gets the spoils. Did well to get the ball down there too. A couple of the Warriors around him, but too big, too strong. Slams the football down. They're in for number 3, Melbourne.
Block, it's a mismatch, isn't it? Katoa.
Put him on the ground. Try and slow that play the ball down.
Liero finding King, who found a hole. Goes back to his fellow middle forward. It's King for Liero, and Melbourne are in a mood again.
He's having a day out, Josh King. I know he's got a lot of good players around him. Beautiful stuff. Got the ball on the outside for Liero, but he stays alive. One-on-one tackle, legs tackle, that close to the line.
Here's Howarth. Standing, flicking the ball away to Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen looks to offload and does. Sean Bloor, now Xavier Coates. Egan can't go with him. There are purple jumpers everywhere. And here's one of the best. Harry Grant goes in. They'll kick to make it 30-0. It is a Melbourne mauling of the Warriors at Amy Park.
Yeah, Pappenhausen, not only speed, but with the ability to get the football away. They were off and running again. Straight up that left-hand side. Xavier Coates, long strides. Just have a look at the support back on the inside here for the Melbourne Storm. They don't stand around and admire what they do. They stay alive. Here's the break now. Catch and pass. Coates in the clear. Look at the support. Beautiful stuff there. Harry Grant, what a player he is. Goes over next to the post.
Just accelerates towards the defenders. And takes the tackle from Charles Nickel-Cookstar. Grant, Pappenhausen, numbers again, a long ball. Grant Anderson goes on a Sunday stroll. There's no defender within Kui. They have 6 tries in half an hour, and the fingerprints all over it. The likes of Grant and Munster and Hughes and Pappenhausen sit back and enjoy rugby league perfection, Stephen.
What about the hands there by Xavier Coates? It was already in full stride. The ball was tipped by one of the Warriors players, but here's Pappenhausen, sums it up quickly over the top. Can't do anything about that there. Grant Anderson, there was no way they were going to get back. Here's the pass over the top now.
Bouchard. And Munster, Pappenhausen. Quick hands from Howarth, beautiful. Away down the sideline. Xavier Coates accelerates for the end goal and finds his target. Xavier Coates, a joy to watch. Pure athleticism with a bit of brute force at the end blocker.
Yeah, he's that hard to stop that close to the line too. Beautiful passing here from the Melbourne Storm. All the passes hit their mark here. Wishart out the back, straight away to Pappenhausen. That was the money ball there from Howarth. A much smaller man, Tuapiki trying to take him on there. Straight away, he backs himself to score. Xavier Coates. You just see his eyes light up when he saw Tuapiki coming across. This is a beautiful vision. That's the money ball, that one, the catch and pass. Coates in the clear again.
Just short. Munster goes to Hughes. Hughes kicking for Bradley, ready for takeoff. Oh, yeah, what a take. Kane Bradley, brilliant in the air, and he scores the first try of the night.
Yeah, it's a real strength of Kane Bradley's leaping in the air. He's built like a back rower, but athletic. And this is one of his go-to plays. Probably a big reason why he got the nod over Suafa-Longo.
Munster. Bloor, quick hands, Howarth, Coates. Too easy in the end for Melbourne, but beautifully executed. And Xavier Coates scores in the corner.
Beautiful set play there by the Melbourne Storm. This one's been set up all week. They would have trained this over and over and over from what they've seen on the vision in the matchup against the Dolphins defence. Harvey Norman replay. Just have a look at that. Lovely hands there. Was that Sean Bloor? They got some skillful back rowers here, the Melbourne Storm. Usually they're playing off either the 7 or the 6 there, but that time Cameron Munster, he says, here, I'll give it to me back rower.
Mazzarco came in, went whack, had a bit of help as well as Pappenhausen. Oh, he's too good. He's too clever. He's too quick. Ryan Pappenhausen with the Sonic the Hedgehog haircut scores a Melbourne Storm try.
Well, Sonic went down the right-hand sideline only moments ago, earlier in this game. He saw an opportunity down the left. Little Ryan Pappenhausen, he was the one that saved the try under the post down the other end. Harvey Norman replay. Well, we saw Joe Chan. He went whack all right.
And he stopped 11 metres away from the line. Last play. Can they get a consolation try? Kick across field for Bradley. And he'll grab a double. Bradley with his second try of the night, and the Storm get a late one.
It was very similar to his first. Cross kick. Jack Bostock, he's stuck underneath it. No momentum into the football. And Bradley, he just outleaps him. But really, it's all in vain for the Melbourne Storm. Harvey Norman replay. Another pinpoint kick there by Jerome Hughes. Jack Bostock, it looked like he just had enough. He just wanted to bat that ball.
10 metres.
Is there space to be exploited? Melbourne get adventurous for the first time. Little stumble by Farlongo. Breezes around Jai Gray and sets it up for Pappenhausen, who always scores against South Sydney. It's 9 and 7 now for Pappy.
Well, these defenders that have got across field in cover defence to get Farlongo will be filthy on their teammates back on the inside for allowing him to cut back in field and find Pappenhausen. Lovely play from the Melbourne Storm. First time they've really tried to go around them from their own end of the field, just inside the opposition half. Harvey Norman replay. Now watch these South Sydney players making a beeline for the outside. Look at the ones walking back in the middle. Walking. Absolutely walking. If you're funny game, rugby league. Changes his mind all the time.
3 minutes to go before the break. Pappenhausen, lovely ball. Bloor, one more pass and in the corner. Coates gets another try at Amy Park. 35 in 31 here, and we're all locked up again.
Yeah, that's a very nervous roar from the Melbourne Storm crowd. They're sitting there pretty quiet for a while, down 10-6. Sean Bloor had to do really well here to get the ball. 92 to 68. And they've lost 4 of them. 4 second half.
Oh, Katoa, like a thief in the nights. Takes it away from Bentley Harpe, who thought, where's the footy gone? Melbourne have their lead back.
I think he was listening. He was listening to the commentary. He's a specialist for this, Katoa. Close to the line, he gets up over halfbacks when they land the ball on the opposition halfback. But this time, Harvey Norman replay. He gets down there, times his run to perfection, and sprints down, what's that, 30 metres? He's a good player.
We didn't actually catch it above him. I think the wingers missed.
They get it to the outside. Katoa, Meany with space. They want the kick back inboard. They're queuing up. Through the hands will work. Tyron Wishart. Oh, support everywhere he looked. And Meany pulled the right rein.
The late offload, late in the tackle count, and then off the offload, they move the ball laterally. And Tyron Wishart, he finishes it off. Harvey Norman replay, he'll go into the line, Big Stefano, late offload, catch pass, and get it out wide to their strike players, and then off he goes down the outside, Meany. And then Katoa, he's screaming for it. He cuts him out, and Wishart, he goes over.
Well, that could have gone horribly wrong if Katoa reached out for this. I think Katoa thought he was the only one there. Meany showed plenty of pace. He throws us across his face and hits Wishart. Katoa had a big grin on his face, but he only pulled his hands away at the last moment. Billy Slater.
Second time he's been denied at that corner of the field. From Munster, he kicks out wide. They've got them shot to bits. Coates waits for the bounce. Anderson gets it instead and plants it down to score. There was acres of room on this left-hand side after the long run by Suafa-Longo, and Melbourne have first points.
They do have first points, and it's been a fast and furious start to this game. Some big exchanges, but then we come to the athleticism of Fa'alongo. Look at him here, off the left foot, off the right foot, back inside, beating forwards. He got away from Horsebeck. He tried to grab the jumper, beats him, beats Strange, and then he put the burners on. I can't believe he didn't score this try. It was a magnificent tackle, wasn't it, from Weeks to pull him up just inches short of the try line. Look at this. Oh, great tackle. And then, of course, Munster took over from there. He knew they had space far on the left-hand side, so he kicks across. And the bounce here nearly cost the Storm. They let it bounce, but safely Anderson gets it and slams it down for the opening points.
You expect it. Here they go. Chance there with Fa'alongo put away by Meany. Down the sideline again. A chance 2-on-1. Puts a kick in for Pappenhausen. Absolutely brilliant rugby league. Fa'alongo carving them open down the right edge, and then the kick was absolutely perfect.
We've just seen some more magic, Warren, haven't we, from the Melbourne Storm? What a beautiful piece of rugby league. I mentioned only 2 or 3 minutes ago in the call about the Storm's ability to shift the ball quickly out of trouble, and they did it here. Look at this from Munster to Hughes. And a nice little tip on, and away goes Fa'alongo. Away he goes. Look at the speed of this young man. Don't pass it, son. Kick it infield. Here comes Pappenhausen right through the middle. What a try for the Melbourne Storm.
I know they play out of Melbourne, but he could have been playing there on the wing for Essendon, for Hawthorn, for Geelong potentially. What a kick back to the middle, to the top of the goal square. Look at him shape this up.
Oh, that's a beautiful.
Check side kick finds the point of the ball, and Melbourne have used up 3. They're set for a crack on this right edge. Comes from Hughes to Katoa. Meany, what a ball! Terrific pass for Suafa-Longo to dive through the air and extend the lead here for Melbourne.
Well, he finally gets his try, doesn't he? Fa'alongo finally gets the ball over the line. He's been in everything tonight about the Storm. But they took the option to run the ball. The Harvey Norman replay shows us that line that the back rowers run. It was Meany on this occasion, just that little overs run. Puts the defensive team under enormous pressure. It's a one-on-one tackle there with Chris, and he's good enough to get the offload away. And
runs towards Luai, fires it out to Meany. Here is Pappenhausen, who grubbers in behind. Nobody there. Toes it forward. A problem for the Tigers. Pappenhausen. He reached out off his own kick, reeled it in, and plants it down. What a spectacular beginning for the Melbourne Storm.
My gosh, what an effort from Ryan Pappenhausen, the Melbourne superstar fullback, doing it all himself. It was Cameron Munster off the right boot, under pressure over on that left-hand side of the field. Kicks it off his right foot there, Munster, under pressure. Normally a left footer, caught by Coates, and from there it all got a little scrappy as they tried to find Hughes. The ball ends up on the ground. Katoa straightens the attack, rifles the ball over to Nick Meaney. And then it ends in the hands of Pappenhausen, who just sums things up. Beautiful work. Little dribble in behind the line, the second kick ahead. Look at the
halfway line. Here is Hughes, comes to Munster, and Pappenhausen, good hands. Anderson, Coates, Galvin was there. Coates comes back infield. Guess who's there again? He's electric. He's everywhere. Ryan Pappenhausen has a double inside the opening 10.
Yeah, the big four missing one of the band members, but the other three are just tearing them to shreds here in the opening 10 minutes. Hughes, Munster deep into the line. Brilliant, double pumps the pass. Pappenhausen at speed with Anderson. Coates just gets on the inside of Galvin far too easily. Galvin needed to do better defensively there. You can see him just getting caught up on the lead, but gets across quickly with his cover defence. Taruva beaten on the inside. Galvin just simply had to come up with a stop here against Coates, or at least get his body in front. And he just breezes past him, Coates. Finds Pappenhausen. Coates.
Tigers go very short. They put it up in a chimney almost. Buller is there, beaten by Coates. Comes back to Pappenhausen. He has a hat-trick. Inside 17 minutes. It's Pappenhausen for Ryan Pappenhausen.
Boy, what an afternoon, or what a start to the game he's having, Ryan Pappenhausen. He puts the kick in to get the repeat set. And then Xavier Coates. He's the man who just hears the footsteps of Pappenhausen looming up on the inside. Bit of luck going the way there, but desperation from Coates, and then all he could hear was Pappenhausen. And with the mood he's in, whenever he wants the footy, just get the ball. And
last play, Munster it is. Puts it in the air. Out towards Coates. We'll see if they can test this one. They do. But it comes to Anderson. King is there. He reaches out. Did he get it down cleanly? I think the referee agrees that he did. Try number 4 for Melbourne.
Got some concerns here, King. He doesn't look overly confident. Well, I'll have to have a look at this replay. Gee, the kicking game is really troubling the West Tigers side. Munster hoiking it in the air. Look at Stainsy, just loses sight of Coates. Creeping around the outside of him. Launches into the air over.
Used up 4 plays. Garlick, King, pops it over the top. Garlick for Hughes. Sees space, goes low. Did he get it down? I think he did. It's too easy. The Tigers being manhandled on their own line by Melbourne. Hughes, he joins the hit parade. It's 26-0. They are beating, or keeping pace at least, with the clock.
Yeah, again, it's King. We just spoke how underrated he is. Terrell May in the tackle, able to get through and offload the footy. And whilst you've got to admire this, you really do. We marvel at times of the creativity and the running game of Jerome Hughes, the Dally M medalist, the reigning Dally M medalist. But it's that
flat-footed. And something to take it forward. He throws an awful ball. Meaney with nobody in front of him. They're gifting Melbourne points now. It's served up on a silver platter for Nick Meaney to run away and make it 32-0.
Yeah, again, I say it was. I watched the West Tigers closely in warm-up, and then the vision on Fox League, always great when it get the access inside the sheds before a game. And hard to question this Tigers side. You're never quite sure of your reads, but they were very relaxed. And then it crossed to the Melbourne change room, and it was Craig Bellamy sitting in his circle, and Munster and all their leaders were locked into the eyes on the back of that heartbreaking loss last week against the Canberra Raiders. You just knew coming here that you were going to need to be dialed in, and you were going to need your baseball bats, because she was going to be on for young and old. And The Melbourne Storm's
back at least, and it slows things down. But short side Ray, Pappenhausen, and Anderson, Coates, back to Pappenhausen. He equals his personal best with 4 tries in the one game. A short side raid, quick hands, and they've caught them napping again.
Yep, absolutely killing them down that side of the field this afternoon. Pappenhausen 3 in the first half, and he's almost had 2 in 2 minutes. Great work from Garlick. There's Pappenhausen, great skill there from Anderson. Coates has been brilliant. Their left side's been brilliant. And Ryan Pappenhausen just said, Greg Alexander saying in halftime, couldn't agree more. He really is. If he's not the best support player in the game, he's in the top 2. And he is always there. Whenever there's a half opportunity, he turns them into points. Great vision, great skill. And the West Tigers, again, it came off just a carry from Sean Law, the former.
Wilder. There's a big on his feet. Garlick. Shows it to Nelson. Crash play. Asifa Solomona pours through. And he's dancing as well. Look at the big boy move.
Boy, the reception at Amy Park here when Nelson came back onto the field. Only one game this year against Penrith. And in his second afternoon, he's absolutely terrorising him, and great use.
Now Hughes back on the inside. Munster. Where's Pappenhausen? It's Couture instead. Quick hands. Inside, outside. And one more try for Melbourne to bring up the half-century.
Gee, we've got some great back rowers in our competition, and this bloke has elevated himself to right at the top with all of them.
They'll stop him just. Wishart shows it to Pappenhausen. Hughes sees plenty of space, and pouring into it is Cameron Munster. He joins the try scorers list. I'm running out of ink. It's 56 points to 0.
The halves, they really have a beautiful connection. Really good connection. They do. We saw them set up the try for Katoa only moments ago, combining on the other side of the field. Well, this time, this was Utoi Kamanu, again, using their weapons precisely. A little bit wider, over the top of half in Jerome Luai, and then great width. And just watch him sum up the play here. Now, Lockie...
5 tries in an NRL game. Here's Munster, Pappenhausen pushing up in support. Munster into huge space, comes back to Garlick. The pass given the all clear by Grant Atkins, and Bronson Garlick. He scores for Melbourne to take them beyond 60.
Harry Grant just whipping his clubmate who's filling in for him all the way to the try line. And again, Cameron Munster. Just watch the work there on Terrell May. Boy, Terrell May coming in with a lot of raps coming into this game this afternoon. And Cameron Munster, one of the elite forwards.
Cronulla answering the call at this point. Melbourne are going to throw a lot more at them as Hughes goes long to Munster. Oh, short ball. Classic pass. And going straight through is Anderson. Oh, it just opened up for Grant Anderson.
Boy, that is absolutely stunning. Ball playing from Cameron Munster. The work from right to left, crisp as ever. It came on the back of that high shot from Mulatalo. That's the reason why Melbourne have spent back-to-back sets on the Sharks line. You're right there, and they've been terrific. Here's the high tackle. Mulatalo just launching in.
Kennedy underneath. Back for Hughes. Floating pass. Out to Bloor. Bloor gets it on to Coates. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Aren't they something, the Melbourne Storm? They spread it on one play. The pass from Jerome Hughes. Oh, that's going to look so good on the replay. And Melbourne hit back.
The pass from dummy half, that's where it all starts. So many Cronulla defenders caught at the ruck when Katoa tried to barge his way over. And the pass from dummy half, absolutely sublime. There's Katoa. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cronulla defenders caught in around a tight space, which meant they were short. Look at that. That's a great ball from dummy half.
Swatting them away. Well handled. Again, the left side is open. Liero for Hughes. Hines had rushed up. Munster gets it on. Anderson out to Coates. Yes, sir. Here they come. Here come the Melbourne Storm. Coates over. He's got his second, and the comeback is on.
Well, scored one in the opening half, and you thought that at Melbourne Storm, with the class that they've got, they would reset at half-time. And on the Harvey Norman replay, they do exactly what we said they were going to do. We know there's been a reshuffle. No Jesse Ramian, no Stone Street, so this right edge of Cronulla, Talakai and Atkinson, and they set it up superbly. Going to that right-hand side, using Katoa, using Asfa Solomona, and then bang, the two halves combining. Hughes, Munster, and at full speed, Anderson, who's been great.
Munster.
Oh, it's floating.
Knuckleball. Kennedy wants no part of it. Awkward bounce.
Oh, he's lost it.
He's touched that forward. Picked up, and Meany is over. A deadly kick, and Melbourne get a second try inside 7 minutes. They have almost already eaten up this deficit.
On the back of a huge spray from their coach at half-time, Craig Bellamy. The floating kick here from Cameron Munster, who has been terrific tonight. Launches the ball, floats the ball, and Kennedy allows it to bounce. Atkinson wanted no part of it. It spears right. And great work from Hughes getting down there, forcing pressure. Kennedy unable to recover the ball, loses it forward. And it's Nick Meany that swoops. Bounces up perfectly for Meany. Atkinson there, but Nick Meany gets the footy down. And all of a sudden, the Melbourne Storm go back.
And they go there again. Why not? Munster, high kick. Coates! Unbelievable! Xavier Coates reaches the sky, comes down with it, and scores one of his great tries. And that is saying something. He used his man as a stepladder. Oh. How does he do it, Xavier Coates?
That is absolutely ridiculous. A delicate kick from Munster, who has been in sublime form. Oh, my gosh.
He's
jumped
over. Pappenhausen floating out the back on this right-hand side. Here he is now. Puts the speed on. Shows a dummy. Gives it to Farlongo. Ryan Pappenhausen. Brilliance for the Melbourne Storm.
There was absolutely nothing on. Last tackle, they maintained a strong integrity in their defensive line, the Gold Coast side. And there's absolutely nothing on when Ryan Pappenhausen gets the footy here. Just watch this. Munster flat-footed, finds Hughes, finds Pappenhausen. They handle that with ease, but it's the speed of Pappenhausen that just had alarm bells going off on that left edge for the Gold Coast side. Watch this. He just hits the afterburners all of a sudden there. Kelly in two minds. So too was Khan Pereira. He was caught out of the line.
6 and 4 coming into today's game. Fermor, a tip on. It sits up here for Sua Farlongo. He gets served up a try. His second of this opening half on the biggest silver platter you have ever seen.
Yeah, 4 minutes out from half-time and venturing down the left-hand short side. The Gold Coast side just unable to execute. And Farlongo, well, he swooped a couple of times when the balls hit the deck in this opening half. And the catch and pass from Fermor, it was on. Kelly just not able to hang on to it. Trying to find some space out there for Khan Pereira. Ball on the ground. Farlongo just too instinctive. Put himself in there in the position perfectly. And he strolls over untouched for his second of the afternoon. And the Gold Coast side, well, both 4-pointers.
Grandstand side, the western side here at Seabus Super Stadium. Nothing doing for Trent Liero. They've used up 4 plays. Now Wishart himself from dummy half. He reaches out. He got through the tackle there. They left him on the ground. Verrills was there. So was Thomas Weaver, but they couldn't stop him. And he was able to reach out and plant it down to score a third try. Might have hurt himself in the process. But for the moment, he's made it a big lead here for Melbourne. Wishart. Jerome Hughes across to Munster. Early ball for Blore. Taking on Tom Weaver again, who went low, did his job there. Last tackle, out of dummy half. Munster kicks, it's a good one, and coming through, Grant Anderson is there. Just to emphasise the point you were making, Mick, about his versatility. For the Melbourne Storm, he can play anywhere in the back line.
Yeah, he's just so reliable. But put this down to the brilliance of the Queensland 5'8", Cameron Munster. It was Wishart that was trying to get himself into dummy half, but he wanted this moment. This was the error from Famore. You can see there, strong contact originally from Chan. Wishart in there, so too Solomona. Look at this, Munster. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. Kept Wishart out of dummy half, off the left boot.
And now they shift it out to the right. Goes through Foran. Weaver intercepted. Taken here by Anderson. Running away across the halfway line. Sami coming to him. So is Fafita. But they won't get to him. A length of the field try. His second in the space of minutes for Grant Anderson.
Boy, heartbreaking stuff from the Titans. Denied Verrills an opportunity to get them back within 6. And Grant Anderson, Mr. Reliable, has just swooped on the bat-on pass. Foran swinging to the right-hand side, plays to Weaver, goes to bat-on. Always a high-risk play, particularly in the conditions. Just needed to cop his medicine, but Anderson swooped and he races upfield and picks up his second of the afternoon. Grant Anderson, a huge play from the left winger from the Melbourne Storm. A great read and showed incredible pace to pull away there from...
Now it's Munster for the end. Hughes on the right. Now it's Eli Katoa. Strolls over. We see it time and time again. Eliesa Katoa. What a great try scorer he is, but boy, the work in the lead-up was beautiful.
Boy, this halves pairing, you mentioned their 100th game together. They are dynamite when they get going. Great work, Munster, Liero. The work here from Dearden, boy, that's... Now, a lot of eyes on Tom Dearden tonight. A lot of talk about him coming in as that Queensland number 7. And it's Eli Katoa. Great work from Hughes. Just accelerating into the space. No communication there between Labor and Dearden.
That was well read as Katoa was wrapped up, ball and all. Labor there with a strong tackle. Grant, Hughes for the line. Hughes is over. Drinkwater couldn't do it. Drinkwater couldn't hold on. And Melbourne roll in for their second try.
Yeah, he's been in a real mood to start the game, real running mood. Jerome Hughes didn't hesitate here as his crafty little 9. Harry jumps out, so lethal close to the line, Harry Grant. And it was a slow play, the ball, but still plenty of time to get out and scheme. Just got on the outside there of Jordan McLean, who Grant Atkins had called offside.
Hughes on to Pappenhausen. The dummy not fallen for, but he stays alive. Keeps it going to Grant. On to Hughes. Hughes is over. Devastating. Melbourne Storm devastate the Cowboys with a try right on half-time.
Heartbreaking stuff for Todd Payten and the Cowboys. They've wrestled back momentum, and there he is. He's seen enough heading to the sheds. The Cowboys coach, he's been in a running mood all night. He's come up with some great defensive plays one-on-one on his opposite number, Tom Dearden, down on his line. But this time, the run threat, the support play, the evasive work of Jerome Hughes on show. He came here tonight, you could sense straight away that he was in that mood. He wanted to run the footy. And the reigning Dally M medalist punishes the Cowboys on the stroke of half-time.
They had not had with Blore taking it up on tackle 1. Now for Hughes. Look at the space, the kick, and the try for Meany. Oh, they're firing now, Melbourne. Tries either side of half-time. Nick Meany, but it was, again, the work of Jerome Hughes.
Yeah, he's having a blind up, the little number 7, and it's almost identical to the start of the first half, where this same shape from the far field position, ball swings across to the right-hand side. It was smart work.
Oh, Barlow did so well, then he threw it away. As for Solomona for the line, and he's over. He's over Nelson, and he's got a try. Big Nelson as for Solomona.
Gee, Todd Payten will nearly jump out of the box. Jackson Barlow, after the Cowboys rampaging themselves back into the contest, comes up with a brilliant take on the final play. Comes down with a spectacular take and then decides to offload the footy. Look at this.
Very good.
So that one, wind is their friend here as it brings it back, and Coates goes again, and comes away to Wishart. Wishart will go for the line and score. Xavier Coates, brilliant. Tyron Wishart, the poacher, and Melbourne finish in style.
Yeah, again, it's the kicking game of Jerome Hughes. He's been best on ground tonight, Jerome Hughes. Just lofts the ball into the air. The breeze holds it up. Coates comes through. Gee, Dan, every time I watch the Melbourne Storm play, and it's 15 minutes tonight for Wishart, but every time I watch him, I just think, boy, he's just too good a player to be sitting on the pine. He just... What a luxury to have him on the bench, the Melbourne Storm. He can play multiple positions, and whatever position Craig asks of him, he's wholehearted. He's a great...
So Melbourne inching closer here. Oh, Grant just strolls over. Oh boy, Harry Grant under the posts. And Melbourne are off and running. They scored with their first chance.
Well, they certainly did, Dan. It was Harry Grant, wasn't it? The man from Wednesday night who led Queensland, and he was brilliant out of dummy half. A little bit of deception showed to his right-hand side. Just a normal carry into the South Sydney defence. And look at Harry Grant playing tricksters here with the defence. Here's the Harvey Norman replay showing us. He just strolled through. Was it Latrell Mitchell, I think, on that short side? He could sense it there, could he? No, it was Havili. I'm sorry. Havili, and he just rolled around and then rolled around.
Strong run from him, and now following that, it comes away from Bloor, and Anderson released down the sideline. Munro chasing. The kick sees Hughes on his own. Hughes takes it and is under the post. An electrifying start for the Melbourne Storm. 2 tries inside the first 6 minutes.
Oh, what about this start from the Melbourne Storm? Terrific stuff from the kickoff. They've just scored 6 points. South Sydney kicked off, and then they marched the ball downfield. Some good inside passing, little offload here, and away the Storm go. Bloor just gets a little cross-out pass, and away they go. Nice infield kick there, wasn't it, from
Grant Anderson?
It was, yeah. And then Jerome Hughes, like all good halfbacks, just supporting through the middle of the ruck, and he got an A-grade bounce. Great skill here from Anderson.
Tackle number 4, as you can see on your screen, with Grant now to Munster. Munster with a bit of timing to Pappenhausen. Out it goes Anderson. Anderson, oh, has he put a foot on the line? If he hasn't, he scored and put Melbourne back in front. And Anderson gets his first try. And we'll wait and see a replay here, but this looked like a comfortable put down.
I thought it was. Again, the Storm's left-hand side this time. Munster, great ball work, and there's the pass from Pappenhausen on the outside.
Yeah. Oh, it's close, but I think he's in, Kev.
Looked from here. We're a fair way from... Yeah, he's made that. Oh, that last
one. But
Su'Fa'alongo in the clear for the first time tonight. He's only got the fullback in front of him. Inside to Wishart. Wishart is going to get there, and Melbourne are back in front. Su'Fa'alongo stamps his mark on this game, and the Melbourne Storm retake the lead.
Fa'alongo, what a play from the young man. A huge kick, wasn't it, from Latrell Mitchell? And the South Sydney chase just wasn't in a line, and he caught it, and he just spotted a hole in the defence, and away he went. Pappenhausen back on the inside, and away they go, the Melbourne Storm. Wishart was the man, back in support. Oh, this is great work from the young man. Look at his footwork here, inside big men.
First real scoring chance of the game goes to Melbourne as Munster painted through Liero, then Hughes. Quick ball, Katoa into a massive hole. Hughes celebrating in the background. First chance they get, they come up with points. It was clinical.
Gee, that is superb. The skill here on show will look absolutely brilliant on the Harvey Norman replay. Look at this, Munster, Liero, the short pass there under pressure. What about that from Hughes? The timing of the lead run from Katoa. They have developed a wonderful combination out on that right-hand side. The catch and pass. Yeah, look at Hughes' reaction. He knows how important it was to get off to a good start. It came on the back.
Back to Trindle. At the back for Hines. Tries to tip it on. Straight to Fa'alongo. It's Fa'alongo versus Kennedy. He's short, but boy, he can run, and he runs away from the Sharks fullback. Sua Falongo flies through the air on a 100-metre run to make it 10 points to 0.
Well, he came up with 2 genuine try savers over the last couple of minutes. He's been under pressure, all the traffic from Cronulla going towards the right edge of the Storm, and this time he just plucks an unnecessary bat-on from Nico Hines. It's a low percentage play. Meaney was up in the face. Sometimes you just got to cop your medicine. Hines trying to bat the ball on. Farlongo was up in the grill, in the passing lane, and swoops on the pass and races 90 metres, accelerates his way from Will Kennedy. And the little pocket rocket, Sua Farlongo.
The ball from Munster. Hughes to put the kick in again. End over end. Comes down here. Katoa's there. Makes the catch. Gives it to Meaney. An absolutely brilliant play by Eli Katoa. What a target he is. He's as good as any winger in the competition. Flying through. Comes down with the ball. Meaney scores a huge play.
The replay will show this on the Harvey Norman replay. Look at this. He just takes it upon himself, Eli Katoa. He just goes after the one-on-one battle with Will Kennedy and flies up above him, comes down, keeps the ball alive to Meaney. That's incredible athleticism from the big man. The day started with him. Scored the opening try off a beautiful short ball from Hughes. And now he breaks the game open for the Melbourne.
Comes across to Hughes and is kicked towards the corner. That's all they have to do now. In fact, it won't reach the corner. Katoa's there again, and he beats Kennedy again. Hughes is there. It's the Eli Katoa show. He can leap, he can catch, he can set up tries. Jerome Hughes plants it down. Eli Katoa take a bow.
Boy, stop the fight. Throw the towel. Katoa is turning on an absolute clinic here at Amy Park. Again, Hughes going to the air. And while everyone else just hesitates, he just goes up over the top of Kennedy. It's incredible skill to keep the ball alive. Poor old Farlongo, he thought he was going over. And then Hughes just came through and sniped the ball off him. Eli Katoa has been spectacular this afternoon.
Inside the Westpac red zone once again. They've had all the chances in attack in the second half. The Sharks, as Asimasola, it goes to Liero. He had 3 grabs at it. I think he got there in the end to bring it down safely. An acrobatic ending to the day of rugby league here in Melbourne, but that is a sad, sad sight with Sua Farlongo straining a hamstring and out of action for, you'd guess.
Does he reel this back in? Oh, he does.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he does.
He got there.
Big Nelson.
Another challenge for the Cowboys. Wishart puts it up. There was a stumble there from Law, but it won't matter because Eli Katoa has come to his opposite side and plucked it out of the air. Is there no stopping Eliesa Katoa?
Well, that is brilliant from Eli Katoa, and we saw it on a number of occasions last week. I thought Zach Lomax was the best at getting himself into a position to catch a bomb. And for the Harvey Norman replay, let's just watch Katoa trace the ball, evade the defenders, get himself into a position, beat Drinkwater in the contest. And for a back rower, that's incredible stuff to be able to keep your eye on the ball, navigate.
That's the end of that play now. Continues. No recourse. Oh, Nelson crashes over. He started by skittling them. Thank you. $5,000 try July. Good on you, Nelson. And the Storm get their second.
Well, that all started with the inability of the Cowboys, and they could not take the bomb. Drinkwater, I think did he look at, was it Duffy? Duffy went back and stood in the road, and then Drinkwater didn't want to take it, and all of a sudden the Melbourne Storm had the footy. Jerome Hughes takes the tackle, but Nelson only a few plays later crashes over a couple of Cowboys defenders and scores their second try, and it's one that they shouldn't have been in the field position to score it. Someone should have taken that high kick that Jerome Hughes put up on that skinny side, as you said there.
Jordan, let him up. 10th run. Wishart dummy half. Hughes pushing forward. Now on the Meany. Meany got by Purdue. Meany goes for it all. Meany scores. Nick Meany puts Melbourne back on track. Back in the fullback role. Oh, there's another 5,000 new beauty. And if there was a player tonight that deserved a try, it's Nick Meany. He's been terrific.
He has been great for the Melbourne Storm. Playing at fullback, and it took a piece of individual brilliance to get them back in the game. Meany beats Purdue. I thought he got it wrong there when he took on Drinkwater. He had players on his outside, but decided to take on Drinkwater. Great run. And the footwork beats the number one from the Cowboys, and they're back, the Melbourne Storm.
Wishart the dummy half. Valepu the decoy. Hughes on. Peasant. Bloor. Gorgeous. Meany is over. Bloor with the offload. Meany. Another celebration. And Melbourne just starting to draw away.
Well, it was Nick Meany who kicked the penalty goal. It was Nick Meany who scored the try to get them to 18 all on the right side. And now Sean Bloor and Meany combine to put the Melbourne Storm 6 in front with a kick to come. And it's something that worked for them very early in the game, where Sean Bloor got himself free, got himself into a bit of space, offloaded the ball. The Melbourne Storm didn't score from that play, but they certainly score here. Jonah Pezzett involved, throws a lovely ball to Sean Bloor, and the edges.
Who was there in the fullback role, taken down by Cogger. Last play, Hughes chips for Katoa. Eric Katoa on the end of yet another kick. With nobody around him, it was lovely from Jerome Hughes. The weight on the kick. He knew there was space in behind the Knights, and it was perfect for the try-scoring back rower. Big run here by Chance, staying alive, giving them the field position. Grant a head fake, comes back to Hughes, and then Katoa just runs past Bradman Best. No contest. He was never going to drop that one. A tremendous effort. And they jag something just before the break. And the potential here with a kick to come. Wishart, halfback out of play. And now the kick. Bradley coming forward, ends up with the ball on his knees, gives it back to Grant. Second kick, hits the upright pad, sits up there for Trent Liero. Second kick usually works a charm, and it does this time for Melbourne. Off the upright. Back to the Queensland forward, who gives Melbourne the lead.
Well, they got themselves in a position to put up an attacking kick, the Melbourne Storm, and it's been all Melbourne, hasn't it, in the opening 4.5 minutes of this second half. It's all been played down this end of the field. They came awfully close in the set before, Harry Grant a couple of times, and now Bradley contests the kick from Wishart, and that allows him, as for Harvey Norman, watch the replay, hits the ground. Bradley, and then Harry Grant, the kick off the post, off the big McDonald's pad.
Dummy half, he has to go back on the spot, the hero to play it. As Hughes will chip it out wide, a chance here. Bradley up against Marju, comes down with it and plants it down. Melbourne have another try off a kick. There are a few teams better than Melbourne when they put it in the air.
Well, we often talk about the running game of Jerome Hughes and the deception and his ability to put his teammates into space with his passing game, but his kicking game is just as good. Lands it on the spot, and when you've got a 6'4" winger in Kane Bradley, if you land it on the spot, you are likely to come up with points, and that is exactly what has happened. Bradley up against Marju, who did his best to try and put off.
Side was Katoa. They've used up 4. 5 away. Here's Hughes taking them on. Liero crashes in. He has a second try since the break, and it's a big, big lead now for Melbourne.
Well, the speed of Jerome Hughes there at the defensive line just made them stop. They could not handle the speed that he was coming, but it all started at the other end. Phoenix Crossland looking to go out the back and pick up Jack Cogger. Eli Katoa just presented himself into the Newcastle attacking line, takes the pass, runs 70 metres. Dom Young made the stop, but a couple of plays, well, it was probably 5 or 6 plays later, Jerome Hughes just went at the line with speed, and that just had the Newcastle defence under so much pressure. They had to stop. They couldn't handle the speed he was running at. He brought Liero with him, who did well to stay with him and hit the hole. It was only half a hole.
Good stop, though, there by Safini. Hughes over the top. Bradley is there. He's serving it up on a platter here today. Jerome Hughes having an afternoon out in Newcastle. His 4th try assist of the game. And he is an absolute superstar who promises to take them once again deep into this competition.
Well, the reigning Dally M medalist has really turned it on here in Newcastle. And what an incredible few moments for Jerome Hughes, who's already had some incredible moments before this. The 40-20, the pass, the catch and pass to Kane Bradley. He supplied a kick for him only moments earlier. This time a pass. He had to throw it as soon as it touched his hands. That's brilliant. Boy, that's good from Jerome Hughes.
Just to know the space is there. Long before the ball was happening there on the short side. Handled by Cogger. We're deep to this left edge as Katoa gets away and is planted down. That seals it. Just too strong from close range. Really nothing doing there. Newcastle lost their assignment badly on big Eli Katoa, who's had an afternoon to remember once again. 2 tries for Melbourne as they make it 6 on the road, or 6 in a row on the road here in Newcastle.
What a player he has turned into, Eli Katoa. One of the best back rowers in the competition. I think we all thought when the Melbourne Storm signed him from the Warriors after just...
Just bumps it forward, nothing doing there. Now trying to protect this 2-0 lead. Munster, out ball for Coates. He scores. As simple as that. Cameron Munster is back and producing dividends for Melbourne.
Yeah, we talked about try assists before the game between the 2 halves. That's the 17th one for Munster. He just sums it up so quickly. He knows that he's free on the outside there. Xavier Coates gets the try. He won't get an easier one than that. Might have been just clipped on the way through here. The pass over the top for Harvey Norman. Coates gets the try. Munster. See, they look one way, come back the other. You've got to stay alive, back on the other side of the ruck. Just see if this is just clipped on the way through. Yeah, it is. Saab, he's just clipped the ball, but not enough. Coates gets the ball. Saab caught infield. Hopewadi a little bit too late. You won't stop him that close to the line.
He was close, Saab, to getting Garrick heading for speed. Anderson back to midfield. Fires a long ball for Coates. He sets over the corner. Garrick is still there. Coates. Did he get it down? The referee says yes.
I reckon they'll have a look at it. Did he lose the ball on the way down? Coates gets that opportunity. I think it was Anderson that threw that ball. A long ball on the first bounce. Looked like Manly were going to score up the other end.
We'll see the put down in a moment, but here's how it played out at the other end of the field. Came to Hughes. Anderson threw a long ball on the Harvey Norman replay, looking for an option. He finds Xavier Coates, who backed himself. Garrick has chased from one corner of the field to the other diagonally, and Coates had a sheepish look as he put this Travojevic. He's blowing up the Lux as well, Munster towards the referee. Hopewadi coming forward. Coates is there! What a catch by Xavier Coates! Another hat-trick for this freak of a winger for the Melbourne Storm.
That's a big play, isn't it? Determination there. Again, that's try number 3 for Xavier Coates. Just out-jumped Hopewadi that time. Nothing really he could do. Just a much bigger man on the run. Look at that for Leap. What about the timing? Xavier Coates goes over. First time in the game. Well, they'll probably level it now. Beautiful take. Look at that. Xavier Coates, try-scoring machine.
To the extent that is hat-trick number 9.
One-handed ball out the back, Meany in support. The Roosters really scrambling here. Grant had a look and then backed away. He goes to Hughes, he dinks it through. Josh King is right there to score.
Great vision by Jerome Hughes. To see no one in the backfield, Tedesco caught out of position. As we see on the Harvey Norman replay, Harry Grant comes out, finds Jerome, and then he just puts a nice little kick in behind. Don't drop it, Kiki. He does well to contain it and gets Melbourne Storm.
Play to Harry Grant. Liero distributing for Wishart. A kick very early in the count. It finds Coates. He gets it back in field. Melbourne with a stunner of their own. Wow.
Well, there we go, JT. The fine line between ad-lib footy and playing what you see and executing it. Was that play 2?
Yeah.
And it's, as a halfback, this is Harvey Norman replay. When you talk about halfbacks, this is courage, isn't it?
It certainly is. That's playing exactly what you see. The rushing defence comes up and he just takes his time, lays it on the boot, and gets a great bounce. Xavier Coates, but watch this.
Now Liero. We know the good Roosters teams have prided themselves on their defensive resolve over the years, but they can't stop Harry. Oh, he looks dangerous tonight, doesn't he? Another try.
Yeah, a bit of a drama here too for 2 Roosters players. One Sandon Smith, I think the other one's Feketi. Oh. Harvey Norman replay, I think it's friendly fire, Harry Grant. Ball in 2 hands, show and go, and yeah, friendly fire. They clash heads, the 2 Roosters players, but Harry Grant, he's just at them all the time.
Oh no. Stefano looking to be the third. He offloads this time. Ball comes away from Grant. Away to Sean Blue on the left-hand edge. 1.5 metres, 2 metres away from the line now. Harry Grant, King for a double. There's a huge hole in the Roosters' defence.
Well, he's taking the responsibility with his playmaker off. Harry Grant, the skipper. And just his threat. Just watch Spencer Leniu on the try line. Harvey Norman replay. Jersey 17. Watch Spencer Leniu with the threat of Harry Grant. He has to come in and just leaves that gap there.
Garlic for Wishart. They go through the hands here. Katoa. Ball bounces off a Rooster. It's the last tackle. They might not need anymore. Meany goes over. Somehow Melbourne find the front.
Oh, they won't go away, the Melbourne Storm. Their playmaker, he goes off, Jerome Hughes. But they still compete. Doesn't matter what number they got on their back. They know their role. Oh, Nick Mooney's holding his shoulder now. Decide to run the ball on the last play. Harvey Norman replay. His Tyron Wishart gets hit late here. And then the kick. No, 6 more. And then a beautiful offload. Back on the inside, and Nick Mooney.
Burning, back towards the centre now. Howarth, palmed away from Walker. He comes again, Sam. Last play, Harry picks it up. He scampers towards the goal line. He gives a pass to Stefano. This is a masterclass from the Melbourne captain.
Harry Grant, when the game's on the line, you want the ball in the hands of your best players, and the skipper just takes charge, comes out with the ball in 2 hands on the Harvey Norman replay. Watch the defensive line just stop He's just waving the ball around and picks Big Stefano out. I tell you what a last 20 minutes Harry Grant has had.
Well, my old coach Warren Ryan, who is one of the smartest men I've met in rugby league, the rap he has on Harry Grant is extraordinary. Watch it from here. Just watch this. Ball in two hands, skips across field, and the select pass. What a game. Where would you rate this? I think this is Harry's best.
Bloor playing the long game, Melbourne. Munster pointing right again. Gets the kick away. Katoa times it perfectly. Beats Russell in the air, and there is the first try. He does it so often, doesn't he? This right edge back rower can hunt down the high ball.
He's a ball magnet. Eli Katoa loves chasing these kicks. It doesn't matter who it's from. Usually Jerome Hughes, but tonight it's Cam Munster. Harvey Norman replay.
Scheming. Munster trying to take defenders on his back. He carried them a good couple of metres. Gets to play the ball with the markers scattered. Oh, right through! Welcome to the ball game, Tui Kamitha. Did they get a hand in on him? I don't think so.
Yeah, nice play from dummy half Harry Grant. He carries on from last week, where he tore the Roosters to shreds in the second half. Harvey Norman replay. Just look, one marker. So he gets the opportunity to get out. He's got space.
Pezzett on the last. Munster backtracking Lomax. Set up beautifully. They score the try through a high-flying Xavier Coates over the top of Lomax and regain the lead.
A couple of things to look out for. Jonah Pezzett gets on the field. He pushes his forward on the outside to run a decoy. Harvey Norman replay. Here's the run from Stefano. Fox, that's not your job. And then he goes over the top. Sean Russell. He pushes, he goes to the line, brings up the outside defence, which isolates Zach Lomax and Xavier Coates. He goes up and over. That's a big try. Nice setup. Brings the outside defence up, isolates him.
Try-saving tackle by Walsh.
Now, Selwyn Cobbo's down in back play.
Oh, go holding a lower leg. He goes straight to his side.
Wishart, right foot step. He busts through, he puts it over to score. The Broncos are cursed here. Selwyn Cobbo is gone now.
Well, it all started, there's Cobbo on the ground. He's holding a right ankle. It all started by that huge kick by Cameron Munster. It was a wobbly one midfield. Harvey Norman replay. There it is there. Grant Anderson. He takes the ball. Try-saving tackle by Walsh and Haas. And then Wishart, who's filling into that number 7 jersey of Jerome Hughes. He's so hard to tackle, such a little competitor. Yeah, I'd be trying to get Pappenhausen on Gajewski out to the left.
This is the way they head. This is Pappy, a dummy, a run, a step, and a try. You saw it coming. 38 tries in 42 games here on his home patch for Ryan Pappenhausen.
Yeah, relentless pressure. There's Jerome Hughes watching from above. Yeah, the mismatch on the left-hand side. You know, Pappenhausen with the speed. Gajewski's out there. Harvey Norman replay. You just see Ben Hunt just worried about the outside because he knows he's got some forwards outside him. Just takes the dummy, Ryan Pappenhausen. He's at the defence. Quick feet. Nice little show with the footy. Creates the space and keeps his legs pumping.
The Broncos trying to hang on to their chances of winning this game in an unlikely position. Super fast play the ball. Grant gives it away and Coates dives over.
He is on another planet since Origin, Harry Grant. I've watched him tonight. His pass selection. Gets out of dummy half, ball in 2 hands. We saw against the Roosters. He laid on 2 tries. Last week against Parry, laid a try on. Harvey Norman.
At least it's durable. Here comes Coates. He contests the high kick. He reaches out and puts it down on another one of the highlights reel.
Kick it to Xavier Coates. And Cameron Munster. The traditional kick would be kicked to the...
Grant to the left. Wishart, why wouldn't you kick for Coates? He flies, he catches, he scores! It's absolutely brilliant again!
Well, here's the game plan. 5 in for a kick to Xavier Coates. Now, is there a bobble? He was juggling the ball, and if it touches Dylan Edwards, Harvey Norman replay, here it is. Wishart just puts it up and try to run him off the ball, but look, he's too good. Is there a bobble there? We'll see closer. But we've seen that the last couple of weeks. Goes up. Yeah, there's a bobble. There's a bobble.
He didn't look excited, did he? Well, that's a pretty simple one for Xavier Coates. The ball just escapes his clutches and brushes Dylan Edwards.
Well, we're still waiting. There's been no confirmation, and there's
12 and a half.
Talangi, there you go. Penrith are buckled. Coates is away. They're not going to catch him, surely.
McLean.
On the other side of the field, McLean coming after him. Coates flies!
I don't know.
I don't know whether he's got there. What a chase by Casey McLean. The referee says try. He doesn't normally miss Xavier Coates.
Oh, I don't know.
It's going to be close.
Oh, I don't know.
It's going to be close. It'll be almost simultaneous ball being put down by Coates. Harvey Norman replay. It's only the one small blemish. Blaise Talangi, he just popped the ball that shouldn't have been passed, and away goes Coates. He loved these situations. He races downfield. Look at McLean coming to the corner. Does he get it down? Oh, it's going to be close. Is it simultaneous? This view will show us beautifully. We'll just watch the leg in this.
That's a good sign. Needs a run threat, Jonah Pezzett.
Playing it right in the slot there. 15 metres out from Penrith's line. Coates again! Over the top ball, tap back. Melbourne try!
Wow, what a turnaround it's been for the Melbourne Storm. The Penrith Panthers, they were well on top first 40 minutes, but in this last 10 minutes of play, the Melbourne team, they've just got on top. Harvey Norman replay, lovely kick here by Wishart. And as Coates has been all season, but particularly the last fortnight, he is the target. He gets up high. He actually jumps over the shoulder of one Penrith player. It's over, who is it? Isaac Tungor. You watch him, he gets over the back. He puts the left hand out, he bats it back. And Joey Chan, he's there for the spoils. Billy?
If they get it left, they've got numbers. They head that way, through the hands. Seve beats Tot. Oh, he dives to the corner. Marion Seve's got a try. It's locked up at 18-all.
Oh, what a piece of play. Attacking from around the halfway line on the right side. And Nick Mooney, he gets into space. Harvey Norman replay. Watch this one. Watch this. They go right. They make a break. And have a look who comes from the other side of the field to make the tackle. Nathan Cleary, offload inside. Stefano, he was going help. And then the ball goes left. Beautiful play from Peasant. Catch and pass. And then Seve, he gets down low, spins, gets down low, and he gets over. Yeah, that's a try. Or is it a try? Yeah, he gets there.
Wow. Tizzy does well. Looks like that left hand's going to go into touch. And
Both those two men are behind the play here. Grant's got an option of Peasant and Munster. Or he could dummy and score a try himself. Harry Winter for the Storm. Golden point greatness from the champion number 9.
Oh, well, that is sneaky. That is the sneakiest dummy half try you will ever see. Pretty much every defender from the Penrith Panthers footy side, they were fixated on Peasant and Munster. They thought the field goal was coming for sure. Both markers raced out as kickers. Everyone on the try line, the defensive line, they raced forward. But the most dangerous player on the football field, Harvey Norman replay, is the dummy half. Just watch the Penrith players. They all race forward. All the eyes are on the kickers. No, boys. The dummy half. you got to look after him first. And I'll tell you what, compared to the last couple of weeks, he's had a relatively quiet game by his own.
Pappenhausen. Wishart. He's through here. He breaks out of 2 tackles. He's got Katoa there. He's going to go over and score his 11th try of the year. Eli Katoa.
Beautiful play, Tyron Wishart. And just showing the ball. And watch what it does to Viliami kick-out. Viliami kick-out would normally make this tackle. Harvey Norman replay. Watch kick-out. He shows the ball inside. He stops on it, which enables him to get on the outside of Burton and create this try. Just the ball in 2 hands. Showing that ball. Kick-out. Normally would make that tackle. Look, he's
10 metres away. Harry Grant. Short to McDonald.
Great tackle. Preston.
Munster for Pappenhausen. He dummies his way through the line, and the Storm have got their second.
Well, they've softened Galvin up. They've gone at him with big men. They've got him under fatigue. And then once they get in the Westpac red zone, they go there with their speed man. Harvey Norman replay. Pappenhausen gets on the outside of Galvin, show and go, and he goes over. It's a try to the Storm.
For the front rower, but the danger's not over. Melbourne shifting. Coates is glued to his wing. That is top draw. As good as it gets.
Well, that's halfback play. That's classic halfback play.
Well, it started with Jonah Pezzett on the right-hand side. He was the one that played straight, that created the space for Pappenhausen, Joey. Just watch this. Harvey Norman replay right there. That created the space for Pappenhausen to ice the play. Beautiful play here by Anderson and Meany. Harry Hayes take a bow. That's a try saver right there. And then he backs up on his play here, Jonah Pezzett. Halfback goes to the number 6 and he sees the space and he just goes whack.
Garlic for Trent Liero now. Tackled strongly around the legs by Uelu. Rapid play the ball. Garlic to the left-hand side. Pappenhausen with the short ball. Melbourne get the first at Sean Bloor.
Well, he's brilliant, Pappenhausen. Just the fact that he called this ball. He had the confidence to call it on last play. He goes away from his major playmaker, Munster. He reads that they've got numbers down the left-hand side. Harvey Norman replay, demands the ball. Demands the ball. He puts his teammate over for a great try.
Pezzett wraps around back to the right. He kicks out towards Warbrick. Well, Billy Smith's trying to run him off the ball there. The ball's alive. It's come back for Anderson. It's a clinical Melbourne piece of attacking play there on tackle number 5. They get their second.
Well, Billy Smith spent all his time trying to block Will Warbrick from getting to the ball. Harvey Norman replay. This is a break from McDonald through Smith and Angus Crichton. What an athlete he is. Poor old Teddy had to get up. He sprinted around to the goalpost. He just couldn't get back in time as he went.
And Lazardi will play it on the last for the Storm. It'll go to Munster. Munster kicks for the wing of Warbrick. Warbrick. Now, did he get a catch on? I think it was Broncos' hands. This is a try for Katoa. Melbourne with a hit back through Ali Katoa.
Well, I don't think it really matters because the ball always travelled backwards towards the Storm in goal. So whether it was off Storm hands or not, it's a knock back. Wow, what a time to score some points for the Melbourne Storm. Harvey Norman replay. Just a nice play kick. The outside backs, they were doing all.
Munster goes to Wishart. Lovely ball. It's with Katoa out to Warbrick. Surely they crack, and they do. Here come the Storm. Will Warbrick with a try.
Well, just a nicely timed set piece out to the right-hand side. They've done so well, the Broncos, this evening, of shutting down this play. But it was just the passes out in front. Harvey Norman replay. Just watch this one here from Wishart. Took it all the way into the line. They were able to commit some defenders, which gave Will Warbrick space
one-on-one with his opposite man on the wing.
Liero to Wishart. Wishart with a dummy. Oh, he's good at that. Goes through. Looking for support. Pappenhausen looming up. Here goes Pappenhausen. Leaks up with Meany. Razzle-dazzle from the Storm to bring him back into the contest.
Look out. This is what they're capable of, the Melbourne Storm. And it was Tyron Wishart. Got a great show and go. Powerful. Busts the line. Harvey Norman replay. Show and go. Straight between Hunt and Carrigan, and then Pappenhausen. He's up the middle. Karapani does a great job to force him to pass one more time to Meany. Here they come, Cam.
Well, that's his main threat, isn't it, Wishart? Big show and the acceleration. He's got plenty of speed. Away he went downfield.
Munster again for Peasants. Floats a pass and they're over. Eli Katoa, another try for the back rower. And it was oh so easy as the halves combined to devastating effect.
Yeah, they came to the left and they found their left back rower, Joey Chan. And then they come back to the right and it's a try scorer, Eli Katoa. Harvey Norman replay here, they come to the left side. They play short. Galvin turns out. Joey Chan gets down, plays the ball quickly. And then the halves get together. Eli Katoa gets his pass. Jonah Pezzett. That's where kick-out would have been. That's his edge.
Yeah, nice sequence of play there by the Melbourne Storm. They went back-to-back plays where both halves combined. The first time it was Pezzett to Munster. Yui Fancan.
Joey Chan played in that position to start. Howarth cut down. Short side they go for Munster. Lasati! Too big and strong. And they level things again, the Storm. What an impact.
Well, they went jab, jab, jab down this side. And then finally, on the last play, Munster gives the knockout pass. The kids at home, you do this play at training, the little 3-on-2s all the time, but watch Cameron Munster, the way he does this. Here's the 40-20, what a kick. As Cameron said, this is why he's here. Harvey Norman replay, shapes across it, gets the 40-20. That's a great kick. And on the back of that, just watch Cameron Munster play this short side. There's a real...
Butoi Kamanu, bit of room. Got rid of Curran. Grant, Wishart, fresh legs, so important. And the Storm will regain the lead with this converted try.
Oh, he's a try scorer. He just knows where space is. Nice change of angle to Big Stefano. He gets the offload. And then the smaller blokes get together. Harvey Norman replay, change of angles. Gets Stefano one-on-one, gets the offload, then the small creative players play together. Wishart leads into the space, and that's a tough run.
Yeah, the late offload, you just see there, all around Butoi Kamanu, 3-4 defenders. So they're going to be short somewhere. Harry Grant.
Kick out, has to keep it alive. Oh, hospital pass, intercepts! Warbrick! They're not going to chase him! And this will seal the final. Book in the home prelim. Will Warbrick had a horror start to the night, has a dream finish.
Well, they rolled the dice, the Dogs. So courageous. They've lost so many players. They lost their skipper, Stephen Crichton. And chasing points, chasing the game late, kick out. He rolls the dice. They're happy, the Storm players. Look at him in the grandstand. And Warbrick, he gets up in the passing lane. And look at him, they're gassed. He could hardly run then, Warbrick. Well, he's smiling.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, you don't see that very often in the Storm coaching box, do you?
You understand the tension that's been in the game. Harvey Norman replay. Kick-out gets the ball on the last play and goes over the top. Warbrick, he sees it. And then have a look at the fatigue. No one can chase. Everyone is exhausted. And Warbrick, he's blowing. He's looking up at the big screen.
Yeah, nice moment there for Will Warbrick. He started the game with a couple of errors and put his team under a lot of pressure.
Back 11 metres away from Cronulla's line. Their defence as we've elaborated upon already, has been excellent over the last 3 months. It's tested here to the optimum, and it's been broken open. It's a try for Warbrick, the first to the preliminary final.
Yeah, he hasn't played much football the last couple of months, Jerome Hughes, but he cops a whack for his team on this occasion. The Melbourne Storm, off the back of a repeat set. That courage shown on the last tackle to get the repeat set. Harvey Norman replay. Look at big Stefano. He lays the platform early in this set. Harry Grant, couple of scoots out of dummy half. And just watch Jerome Hughes here. Goes deep into the line. He cops the...
Stefano's had a big start. There's the offload. Hughes busts them! Straight through! Hughes over! He's carrying a dodgy arm, but it doesn't matter! Like a hot knife through butter!
Yeah, he's carrying his team too, Jerome Hughes. What an inspiring start by the number 7 for the Melbourne Storm. Look at him here, right foot. Harvey Norman replay. He gets that broken left arm out. He fends off Calhoun, and then he shows his leg speed. Look at him turn on the afterburners, Jerome Hughes. What a shot. He set up the first try. He spoke to Ryan Pappenhausen before the game and asked him when his involvements increase.
Munster, set piece. Pappenhausen back on the inside. He toes it ahead. He gets it down. It's a semi-final showstopper.
Yeah, I was just saying, he spoke to Ryan Pappenhausen before the game and asked him, when do you increase your involvements? When do you ignite yourself into the game? He said just before half-time. Players are a little bit fatigued. Harvey Norman replay. He took a play before this, and then he gets a little kick play. Nice little combination with Cameron Munster, and he wins the race. Will Kennedy, he's up a bit flat. Pappenhausen and Munster, they pounce. Look at that, perfect kick, Munster. Pappenhausen, he's right on the scene, increasing his involvements.
Grant now, they were all standing back waiting. He loves that. He gives it away through the hands of Bloor. Now to Howarth. Howarth for the line. Away to Xavier Coates. And they're headed to the grand final again.
Well, cometh the hour, cometh the champion. Just talking about how bunched and how conservative they were, but all Harry Grant wanted was one cue from the defence. He just wanted one little cue. And on last play, no markers. Harry Grant, the champion, gets out from dummy half, attacks the tight spot, strips the defence, and all of a sudden the Storm are off.
Played by Bloor. Grant exploring. Fires into Munster. Hughes wraps around Pappenhausen. That scintillating attack by Melbourne. They get an early try. Nick Meaney busting through.
Yeah, beautiful play. This is the Melbourne Storm. There's a nice play here from Sean Bloor, which stops the outside defence of the Broncos jamming. Harvey Norman replay. Watch, they'll hit Bloor here, which holds the outside defence, which gives Pappenhausen time. And Nick Meaney, look at that swerve. Great try.
Yeah, all key players touch the ball there, Joey. First, Harry Grant, he gets the ball to Hughes. Munster's involved. Pappenhausen and Nick Meaney, he just steams onto the ball, running at great speed, gets inside Walsh. Had a bit to do, Nick Meaney. And Staggs is onto him.
Pappenhausen, Munster, Hughes with a kick through, and it is a try to Katoa. He's a try-scoring freak in the back row. 14 for the year.
Yeah, these two have a great combination, Jerome Hughes and Ali Katoa, that right edge. Sometimes they don't even need to call a play. They just read the same situation. Harvey Norman replay, Munster to Hughes, and then Katoa, he just chases that kick. They know each other's game so well, and he gets the ball down. What a player, Ali Katoa.
Yeah, rushing defence from the Broncos every time they look to go wide, the Melbourne Storm.
Contained right on the Broncos goal line now. They swing to the right. Warbrick, open passage to the line. He goes over to score a grand final try.
We spoke about Ali Katoa chasing kicks. And Billy mentioned that the cutout pass early in the game. Just watch the balance here. Harvey Norman replay. This will show it. Watch this. Catch, pass in traffic, hits the mark. Honestly, Wally Lewis would be proud of that pass. Watch it from this angle. Catch, pass, out in front.
King Katoa.
Got another King. Sorry, Gutho.
Liero trying to find some space in behind the play the ball. 4 metres away. Grant Hughes, right foot step. Right foot step! Jerome Hughes with an incredible individual effort.
Oh, great try. Watch the work of Harry Grant and watch the markers. What happens to the markers of the Broncos? And then the champion halfback with footwork. Just watch Harry Grant. Harvey Norman replay. He'll look left. Both markers will go there. He'll come back right, and the markers stop. They stop. Right foot, right foot, right foot. Under the post. The halfback and the dummy half working their magic. Incredible.
Well, you know better than anyone, Joey. The greatest threat for a half is their running game. And you've got Munster on one side, and this man, Jerome Hughes, dislocated shoulder, broken arm, but he's got some feet. He's got some sparks in his shoes tonight.